Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture, we will study area bounded by the curves. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So, let's start. So, in this chapter, we will first see the curve area, right? Curve area. After that, we will move to the area between curves and a line, right? Area between curve and a line. And after that, we will study the area between two curves, right? We will study the area between two curves. Okay. So let's start. Now, what is curve area? Curve area is basically the space occupied by a continuous curve which is bounded under the certain conditions, right? Is called curve area or area bounded by the curve. Got it? Next one is area between a curve and a line. Suppose, see, we have a curve y is equal to fx, and we have drawn two lines, of one at x equal to alpha and one at x equal to beta, right? Clear? And we have to basically find the area between the area of the shaded portion, right? Area of the this shaded portion. Clear? So how will we find area of the shaded portion? So the area of region shown in the following figure, bounded by the curve y is equal to fx, defined on alpha to beta x-axis, and the lines x equal to alpha and x equal to beta is given by integration of alpha to beta y dx or integration of alpha to beta fx dx. Clear? So area bounded by the curve is basically calculated by using this, right? That is integration of alpha to beta y dx or integration of alpha to beta fx dx. Second, if the curve y equal to x, y equal to fx lies below the x-axis, right? As you can see in this figure, that is curve is lying below the x-axis, then the area of the region bounded by the curve y equal to fx, x-axis, and the line x equal to alpha, see x equal to alpha and x equal to beta, will be negative as shown in the figure. So area will be negative. Clear? As it will come out of integration this. So we consider the area. So we consider the area magnitude. See, area can never be imagined as negative, right? Because suppose we have some surface, then how can we say that this surface has minus 5 centimeter square area, right? So it is unimaginable, right? Area is negative, area is unimaginable. Therefore, if by integrating certain functions between two intervals, if negative sign is if negative sign is coming, then we will consider the magnitude of that integral as the area between the curve between this two interval, right? So we consider the area magnitude of integration of alpha to beta y dx or magnitude of integration of alpha to beta fx dx. Got it? Got it? So in this way, we will easily calculate the area between the two curves, whether it is in positive whether it is above the x-axis or below the x-axis, right? Got it? Now next, area between a curve and a line. Part third, like point third, area of a region in the following figure. Area of region shown in the following figure, bounded by the curve x equal to fy. The x equal to fy. Earlier we had studied like y equal to fx type curve, y equal to fx type of curve. Here we are studying x equal to fy. If any curve is of the form x equal to fy, y axis and the lines y equal to c. In previously line was vertical, but here line is horizontal. As y equal to c and y equal to d, we have to calculate area of this shaded region, right? This shaded region between the curves and these lines. Then the area is basically calculated by integration of c to d fy dy or integration of c to d x dy x dy, right? And if the position of the curve under consideration is on the left side of yx, similar thing like the previous one, like this one here, area was below the x-axis. But if area is the left of y-axis, then again by integration you will get answer as negative. So we are only be take magnitude of the area, right? Magnitude of this integration to get the area of the curve between the two interval, right? Clear? Then the area is given by magnitude of integration of c to d fy dy. Clear? Got it? Now let's move to the next one. So if the curve crosses the x-axis number of times, right? The area of the region shown in the following figure enclosed between the curve y is equal to fx, x-axis, and the line x equal to alpha and x equal to beta is given by c. You can see that, see, suppose this is x equal to alpha, this is alpha 1, alpha 2, and beta. So from x equal to alpha 1, area is positive, right? From area is positive. From alpha 1 to alpha 2, area is negative. Again, from alpha 2 to beta, area is positive. But when you calculate whole area, like when you just calculate integrals from the area of this curve between alpha to alpha 1 plus alpha 1 to alpha 2 plus alpha 2 to alpha 2 to beta, then this area of curve will be negative. Then what we are doing actually, we are doing plus this minus this. But actually the area is basically whole shaded region. That is, we have to add all these things, all three things, to calculate the area of whole shaded region, right? But while integrating, we are basically subtracting it. So we have to keep in mind, if area is less than area is below the x-axis or left of y-axis, then we have to basically take magnitude, right? Magnitude. What we will do, what we will basically do, we will calculate area of alpha to alpha 1 fx dx plus magnitude of alpha 1 to alpha 2 fx dx plus magnitude plus alpha 2 to beta fx dx. See, uh, yeah, you can keep in mind that we will always take magnitude, right? We will always take magnitude, right? Then if it is positive, then magnitude will be positive itself. And if it is negative, then magnitude will again be positive, right? So you have to keep in mind, by forgetting the things where in which region area is lying, we have to take magnitude always, right? Magnitude always. Magnitude of integral that we will calculate, right? We have to take magnitude of the integral that we will calculate. Okay. Next, area between two curves, right? How we will calculate area between two curves? First, area of the region shown in the following figure, bounded between the two curves y equal to fx, y equal to fx, and y equal to gx. See, with this is y equal to fx and this is y equal to gx, where fx is basically less than equal to gx, and the line x equal to a, x equal to a, and x equal to b, where a is less than b is given by. See, how will we calculate the area between the two curves? That is area of shaded region. We will calculate. See, gx is basically greater than fx always, right? Gx is greater than fx. Therefore, we will calculate area as integration of a to b gx minus fx dx, right? Gx minus fx dx. Why we have done gx minus fx? Because if we do like fx minus gx, then the area will again be negative. So like we will see in which interval which function is larger, right? In which interval which function is larger. So here gx is larger, therefore we will do gx minus fx dx from a to b, right? Second, if fx is greater than equal to gx, here fx is less than gx. Here the condition is fx is less than gx. Second condition, if fx is greater than equal to gx in a to c, and fx is less than equal to gx in c to b, where a is less than c less than b, then the area will be c. We will see the reason. See, from a to c, fx is greater than gx. Therefore, area will be integration of a to c fx minus gx into dx, plus in the region c to b, gx is greater than fx, right? Therefore, plus c to b gx minus fx dx. Clear? Gx minus fx dx. Clear? Therefore, in this way, the area will be positive. Clear? Now, second point, the area of region in the following figure, bounded by the curve y equal to fx and y equal to gx, x-axis, and the line x equal to a and x equal to b is given by this curve. See, we have this curve. Therefore, the area of the region between the lines x equal to a and x equal to b. See, we have to basically find the area of this shaded region, right? Area of this shaded region. Got it? So what we will do? Area will be integration of c to a. See, integration of a to c fx. Integration of a to c fx, because we are integrating fx inside fx, plus integration of C to B, integration of C to B gx, because we have to find area under gx in the interval C to B. Clear? Therefore, whole area will be integration of a to c fx dx plus integration of a to b integration of c to b gx dx. Right? Therefore, area of the area of the shaded region can be easily calculated. Right? Now, area of the shape of some important curves. We have to see the area of shape of some important curves. Right? So you have to remember this is, see, if the curve is the, see, this is ellipse. The equation of ellipse is x square by a square plus y square by b square is smaller than equal to 1. Smaller than equal to means the area inside the ellipse, and x by a plus y by b greater than equal to 1. That means area outside the line. That is, we have to basically calculate area inside the ellipse, and area outside the line, right? So which region? This shaded region. This shaded region will be area inside the ellipse and area outside the line. Clear? Clear? Or you can simply write x square. Simply write the curve x square by a square plus y square by b square is smaller than equal to 1 and is smaller than equal to x by a plus y by b. Then we will get area of this shaded region. And now point of intersection of the line and the curve will be a0 and 0b. So you have to remember, see, we can calculate area by using the curve, using the formula integration of 0 to a fx minus gx. So after calculating the values using integral, you will get area as ab into pi minus 2 upon pi, ab into pi minus 2 upon pi square unit. You have to remember this. You have to remember some of the area of a standard curve, right? So that you can calculate the area using integral, but it will take very less time. So in the examination, examination in which you have less time, you are not able, you are not expected to calculate whole area in the integral form like that. You will take very large time. So you have to basically remember some of the standard area of the curves, right? So you have to remember area between these two curves, that is AB pi minus 2 upon 4 square units, right? Now, if we have two curves, parabola y square equal to 4x, y square equal to 4x, and its latest rectum, that is at x equal to a. X equal to a is latest rectum. Therefore, we have to calculate area between these two, that is area of the shaded region. Therefore, and point of intersection will be a to a. This point will be a to a and a minus 2a, right? So you have to remember area is 8 by 3 a square unit, right? 8 by 3 a square unit. You have to simply remember. Clear? Let's move to the next curve. If you have curve y square equal to 4x, that is parabola, and y is equal to mod mx, y equal to mod mx. This is y equal to mod mx. So point of intersection will be 0, 0, and this is 4a by m square and 4a by m. 4a by m square and 4a by m. So area you have to remember 8a square upon 3m cube, right? 8a square upon 3m cube square units. Right? 8a square upon 3m cube square units. Now, part 4. If you have curve x square equal to 4y, this parabola, and y square equal to 4x, area of curve between two parabola, right? So what will be points of intersection? Points of intersection will be 0, 0, and 4a to power 2 by 3 into b to power 1 by 3, and 4a to power 1 by 3 b to power 2 by 3, right? So this is the basically point of intersection. So the area of shaded region between the two curves will be 16 by 3 AB square unit, right? You have to remember 16 by 3 AB square unit. Got it? Let's move to the next area between the curves. So area bounded by the curve y square is equal to 4ax plus 1 x plus a, and y square equal to 4b b minus x. So see this curve y square equal to 4a x plus a, and this curve y square is equal to 4b b minus x. So the points of intersection will be b minus a and 2 root ab, and b minus a minus 2 root ab, right? These are the point of intersection. Therefore, the area of shaded region will be 8 by 3 root ab into a plus b square unit, right? You have to remember 8 by 3 root ab into a plus b square unit. Clear? Got it? Next curve is common area boundaries. Common area bounded by the ellipse. we have two ellipses. One is horizontal ellipse, one is vertical ellipse. Therefore, the two ellipses can be represented as x square by b square plus y square by a square is equal to 1 by a square b square, and x square by a square plus 1 y square by b square is equal to 1 by a square b square, where a is greater than 0 and b is greater than a, right? And the point of intersection will be x equal to y, that is 1 by root over c. These two curves have points of intersection in whole four quadrant, right? And the x and y will be plus minus 1 by root over a square by b square. Plus and minus will depend upon different quadrants, right? So area of shaded region will be area of region PQRS, right? PQRS, and which is four times area of region OLQM, four times this area of region this, right? Four times area of region this, because the figures are very symmetric, right? Figures are symmetric. So area will be whole area will be shaded region area will be 4 upon AB tan inverse A by B square unit, right? Area of one portion is basically 1 upon AB tan inverse A by B. So area of whole region will be 4 upon AB tan inverse A by B, right? 4 upon AB tan inverse A by B square units, right? Got it? So you have to remember this thing. Now next curve, we have two curves. When alpha beta greater than 0 and alpha greater than beta, the area between the hyperbola xy is equal to p square, and the x-axis and the ordinates x equal to alpha and x equal to beta is, we have to basically find from x equal to alpha to x equal to beta. So area will be p square log alpha by beta. Clear? We have to calculate area between x equal to alpha and x equal to beta. Then area will be p square log a alpha by beta. You have to remember this. Okay. Next, summary of this chapter. What we have studied in this chapter. Let's discuss. We have studied curve area. What is curve area? The space occupied by a continuous curve which is bounded under the certain conditions is called the curve area, or the area of the bounded curves. Area is called the area of the curve, or the area of the bounded by the curve, right? Area bounded by the curves. Clear? After that, we have studied the area between a curve and a line, in which the area of the region shown in the following figure, which we had discussed back, bounded by the curve y equal to fx defined on alpha to beta x-axis, and the line x equal to alpha and x equal to beta is given by alpha to beta y dx or alpha to beta fx dx. And when area is like on the basis of y-axis, then area will be x dy, integration of x dy alpha to beta, or fy dy alpha to beta. After that, we have studied area between a curve and a line, in which we have studied between area of the region as shown in the figure that we have discussed, bounded between the curves x equal to fy y-axis and the line y equal to c and y equal to d is given by integration of c to d fy dy, or integration of c to d or x dy, right? After that, we had studied area between curve and the line, in which we had studied area of the curve. Area of the curve crosses the x-axis number of times. The area of the region bounded by this curve. The curve was this. Clear? Curve enclosed between the curve y equal to fx, x-axis x equal to alpha and x equal to beta was given. That is summation of area of this, and magnitude of the area of this, right? Which we had studied. After that, we had studied area between the two curves, right? Area between the two curves, in which we had studied that is in the interval in which suppose we have two curves fx and gx. So suppose in the interval a to b, fx is greater than gx, and interval b to c, gx is greater than the fx. Then we will calculate area of the curve as integration of a to b fx minus gx dx, and plus c to b to c gx minus fx dx, right? Like that. Okay. So in this way, we have studied the concept of area bounded by the curves. When we will practice different types of questions from the concept area bounded by curves, you will definitely understand how to apply the concepts in the questions, right? Till now, we have covered the theory portion of the lecture, area boundary layer curves. Hope you understand the lecture. Hope you understood the whole concepts of the lecture, right? And hope you liked the lecture. Okay. Thank you so much.